Let's go. Rhea. What just happened? Not that I would have gone in your place, but aren't there consequences of refusing a royal invitation? Probably, but none of them are being murdered. By slum dwellers. Rhea, I'm retiring. This is a last outing for me, but I don't want to be my final ending if you follow. What consequences, Rhea? They're broken already, but Himra has no power to inflict consequences. Probably, but none of them are being murdered by slum dwellers. Today was unpleasant, relentlessly unpleasant for reasons I'll be examining and re-examining weeks from now. I'm starting to reconsider everything we've accomplished here. Relax, regardless of what I've done, the trade agreements will still go through. Someone will go in my place, if that's what you're worried about. All the niceties will be observed. This was never about making lasting friends or enemies. It was about coming here and making peaceful contact. That's always step one. Someone will go in my place, if that's what you're worried about. All the niceties will be observed. That's not what I meant. I mean, I can't shake the feeling that nothing we did matters. I feel like when they tell a story of the Himra and the Naga Empire 100 years from now, they'll spread breath upon the Chitra accomplishing at the party before moving onwards to the great, vast, and terribly inevitable. And I'm afraid neither of our peoples are doing anything to prevent it. I know, I'm sorry. Please just let me gather the retinue together and go home. This deal was signed later that night. 2 months later, a Naga representative would venture out with the royal family, the court spy, Vijay, and a contingent of Captain Shams mercenaries to serve the bodyguard. Only Vijay and the mercenaries would return. Acting in the chaos, Vijay gathered support from the nobles to form a temporary ruling council with him at the head. Sham was charged with keeping further rights at bay. Unruly outlying farms would be managed by the recently widowed noblewoman Lakshmi. Ravnir would represent the interests of the priests in the slums to appease the Naga Empire. Rhea was appointed Minister of Trade. Months passed and temporary council failed to dissolve. Whispers of foul play faded. Still the Mansus failed to return. So Ravnir, he represented the interests of the priests in the slums. I was venomous, cordial, and prudent. Continue. I am Tanya. A peasant, 15 years old. Tanya sometimes catches word of the happenings of the other villagers. It's never good. Merchants arrive with rumors of open revolt, only to whisper hushed warnings about spies within the populace watching and waiting for any signs of rebellion. However, Tanya's village has not seen any violence. Lakshmi, the noblewoman in charge of the farmland, has run this village personally ever since the death of her husband. Her soldiers keep one half of the peace and tradition keeps the other. In the midst of this, Tanya is about to be married. It is not long before her future and that of her village will be decided. I'm intelligent, I'm an only child, and I'm a loner. Continue. There you are. Why does he always mope off alone in Jehu's business with work? Jehu's busy with work, wow. Business. Couldn't you find anyone else to amuse yourself with instead of skittering off in some dark hole like a beetle? Good morning to you too, Radha. No wonder you and my mother get along. I was just doing some reading. I didn't want to do it in public because I knew Mistress Lakshmi was returning today. I was doing some reading. It's not good for you, you know. You and Jahi, you've both got such small families, so you're going to need to have lots of friends to help with little crises once you've got your own households. I'll try, but somehow it never seems to work out for me. I've never been unfriendly to anyone. If you don't like me as much, that's their problem. Let's go with dark. I don't know why is dark, but nobles, they like things real clean, simple. They like their peasants to do what they're supposed to, when they're supposed to, and without any fuss. Because when things are bad, and they have been plenty bad lately, they like knowing that some little thing isn't going to be a fire that burns their fields to the ground. And when it comes to keeping us right, they aren't so subtle. You know, your parents want to talk to you. I think they've been looking for you all morning. That's never good news. If I'd known, I would have stayed hidden. Then I better go speak with them. They only both talk to me when it's important. You say that like you don't know why. Didn't you ask? They said they wanted to tell you first, but I think we both can guess what's going to be. Go on, Tanya. Don't keep them waiting. Fine. Father. Tanya! There you are. We've got good news. Wonderful news. I know you weren't really looking forward to this day, but I think we've done as well as any parents could. Promising start. I'm listening. Father, I'm 15. You can just get to the point. I'm listening. We've arranged for you to marry Hanu, the merchant's cast boy. If all goes well and Hanu comes into his heritage, you will one day be a merchant's wife. That's unbelievable. I never heard of something like this happening before. The family agreed to marry their son to the peasant, and everyone's happy about this? Everyone in the village knows Hanu, stupid, foul-tempered cretin. Why did it have to be him? Why'd it have to be him? I knew that would be the first thing out of the girl's mouth, as if the status didn't matter. As if the wife of a was powerless to change who her husband is. And no gratitude for the earth, the sky. We had to move to make this happen. Just the same stubborn rejection she would have given any man we've picked. I am sick of this, Tanya. I am sick to death of this. Fall silent. So what, I'm supposed to thank you for betrothing me to the most unliked boy in the village? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? You have no idea how hard we work to ensure you a husband who might actually take you away from this village. We don't care how much the thought of marrying you to someone who might take you away from the city broke our hearts. But we did it because times are getting harder. More and more villages are eating themselves. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Villages, not villagers, are eating themselves. And we wanted to give you a way out. So if you don't like the way out, just because the boy attached to isn't the most sweetest natured groom in the village, I don't want to hear about it. We already arranged things with parents. Tomorrow morning, we're bringing our dowry out to Laxmi's vault. But now and then, you are to go to Hanu and straighten out any possible enmity that might exist between you two. Be politer to him than you've ever been to your own parents. Tanya, I'm sorry. Don't apologize to her. Tanya, go. Your father and I need to talk. Tanya, we've spoken to Hanu myself. I know that he isn't the gentlest soul, or the kindest. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the plain truth is he's not half as smart as you are either. But wise men once said there's no such thing as a fair marriage, and in my eyes there's not a single boy in the village worthy of you. At least Hanu's birth will give you opportunities. I appreciate that, Father. Do you really think this is a good idea? Please don't make me feel better about this. I appreciate that, Father. I know you do, and I know we made the right decision. 10 years from now, you will look on this marriage as the best thing that ever happened to you. There's nothing more to talk about. See, if you would just approach me like that in the first place, I would have... Oh, map. I am here. There's someone there. And there's people there. And here. Okay, pause. Traits. Resentful. I refuse to hold back my journal. Dear. Inventory? Okay, so old wooden elephant, earrings, coins circular around the village, decades, handful of pennants, old battered icon. So I want to go down because there's someone. No, wait, no, there's someone. No, I just clicked out of the game. Okay, I'm back in. Yeah, this is the person I saw. So I heard your parents managed to get you betrothed to Hanu. Congratulations, Tanya. You really deserve this. Thanks. I'm going to assume that's a compliment. I don't know, but I haven't spoken to him. What's that supposed to mean? Hanu's not just husband. He's a hand up into the next caste. He's your way out of a lifetime of hard work and starvation. If my parents had gotten me a marriage like that, I would have never stopped smiling. I'm not ungrateful. I'm just curious. If you'd marry Hanu, your current husband would have stopped smiling. Your current husband wouldn't have stopped smiling either. Can you please just leave me alone? I got something to do. I'm not ungrateful. I'm just curious. Well, you're not grateful enough, that's for sure. This marriage is the greatest gift you'll ever get. Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I'm grateful. You can't just say I'm not grateful. You don't know me. Villager. Name, person. Nope, that's the villager. Let's see. Villager. And... loading! Let's see. Guard. Let's move along, girl. Laxmi's back and she won't be disturbed. I guess I won't be getting in the way then. Okay. Actually, my husband's been unbearable. All he does is complain about the food shortages. Doom, doom.